friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Amanda, so I'm really excited to be bringing you a fun spice haul today, as well as we're going to make some spice mixes. I've got Italian dressing mix and ranch mix that we're going to be making, and that's just going to, be able to use on hand for all kinds of recipes, to make the dressing themselves if you'd like to. And then I'm also going to show you how to make a creamy crockpot crack chicken recipe that's really delicious as well at the end. So stay tuned for that. So let's get into this video. Hey friends, so today I've got some spices, kind of a spice haul I want to share with y'all. I actually had a few I'd ordered before, and so I want to add those to the mix too. And I'm also going to show you my spice drawer and kind of how I have that organized, although I need to work on it a little bit. I'll talk about that in a minute. But so let me get you flipped around. Okay guys, so here are my spices. I have got some from the Spice House and then also from Penzey's. And so I've got some of these little jars I'm just going to be refilling and that type of thing. And then I also bought some empty jars to use as well. So I've got those washed up. And I didn't know how many I'd need. I think I ordered like 6 or 8. And I've got 4 ready to fill now. But I've got some guajillo chili powder. And then a salt-free Mediterranean garlic and herb blend. Let's see here. This is powdered Turkish bay leaves, which I thought would be handy for some things too. There's powdered porcini mushrooms. And there we go. And then I got a salt-free savory herb and vegetable. There we go. I buy a lot of salt-free seasonings because I've said before, I try to watch my sodium, so I tend to get those from like Penzey's and the Spice House. So this is a chili 3000 blend from Penzey's that's really good. And then a chili con carne. They actually have like a 20% off sale, so I just went and got large things of these. That way that I could stock up and keep them, on hand for a little while. And then Penzey salsa and pico. My daughter really likes this. They sent this, I think, like either as a freebie in an order before, or maybe it was like one of their dollar specials, and my daughter really liked that, so we've got that. I don't think I said that, but green bell pepper flakes and red bell pepper flakes. I actually got those. I want to make Italian dressing mix because the one that you buy at the stores are so high in sodium, so I want to make my own. And I looked on the ingredients of the Italian mixes, and they seem to always include some kind of bell pepper, so I thought that would be good. My daughter loves to make things with curry flavors, Indian flavors, so she's got Penzey's curry, and I guess you say that, garam masala. Hopefully I didn't butcher that word. I'm sorry if I did. And then sweet curry powder. She loves these and uses them very often. So also have some Tuscan Sunset, which is just salt-free Italian style seasoning. So I'm excited to get my jars filled back up to make this Italian seasoning, adding these red or Italian dressing mix, adding these red bell peppers and green bell peppers to it. So let's kind of get started filling these jars. So while we watch me fill up a few of these jars, I was just wondering, do y'all have any favorite spice mixes or any companies that you regularly order from? I've probably ordered from Penzey's more than any. I really like a lot of their salt-free spices. I have tried a few other companies as well, and I've been happy with anyone that I've ordered from, but definitely always like to have new recommendations. I'm a huge proponent of using spice. When you see my spice drawer, you'll see how addicted I am to spices, but I think that it adds so much flavor to your food, and especially if you're like me and you're trying to watch your sodium, it helps so much to increase those flavors in other areas to compensate for the missing salt. So there we go, we've got them all filled up. I do have one more jar left, and I think I have a couple more I need to wash, so I need to do that so I can fill the bell pepper, the ones, but I'll do that later. I'll also show you my spice drawer. It's like a little insane. I have a bunch of spices, so I tried to put these labels on the tops of all of them, but I haven't succeeded on doing all those, so I do need to spend some time and fix those labels. I'll do that another day, but I need to try to make room for all those into here. Some of them were taken out of here and refilled. Others are going to have to be kind of made room for. So hope you enjoyed all the spices. I really do like Penzey's spices and the Spice House so far that I've tried, so I definitely recommend those. So now that we got all those spices looked at, you saw my spice drawer, let's go ahead and get into making some delicious spice mixes. We're going to be making ranch dressing mix as well as an Italian dressing mix. I'm basically going to leave the salt out of both of these recipes, and then I'll add that in to taste like when I make the mixes together. That way that depending on what I use them for, I can kind of adjust the salt based on that. You can feel free, of course, to add as much salt as you like or add it when you make the mixes. I have never made either one of these recipes. I do have a salt-free ranch dressing mix on my blog. I'll link that below. But I want to try this one. It has buttermilk powder. I actually got it from Let's Cook Y'all. So I'll have her page linked down in the description box below as well. So I'm going to try that and see how that is with like the buttermilk powder in it. Because usually I actually make my other one with buttermilk. So we'll kind of see what the buttermilk powder does. That does have to be refrigerated, so keep that in mind. But let's get into these mixes. So now that we've got all our spices actually bottled up and those are all ready to go, we're going to make some zesty Italian dressing mix. So I'm trying to get this like the packet, and everything I saw online looked like the packet actually comes with red bell pepper and green bell pepper. And so I bought those to add to this as well. So we're just putting some oregano, parsley, garlic powder, onion powder, sugar, red pepper flakes, pepper, basil, lemon pepper seasoning, thyme, and celery seed. And then I also added a teaspoon each of the bell peppers. Now, I'll have this recipe linked below. That way you can make it as well. Now, the biggest time saver I can think of when you're doing any kind of mixes like these is to go ahead and have all your spices laid out in the order that they are in the recipe, and then also go ahead and screw the lids off so that the lids are off and you just can grab the spice and go. It makes it go so much quicker, so highly recommend that. So I've just got this label on here, and I got these labels from Walmart. They actually are removable, which I really like too. So I'm really enjoying those so far. Now we're going to go ahead and make the ranch dressing mix. Now this came from Stacy from Let's Cook Y'all. I'll actually link her channel and this recipe down in the description box. But I've just got some dried chives, dried dill, garlic powder, minced onion, or dried minced onion, onion powder, dried parsley, ground black pepper, and then buttermilk powder. Now, I did leave the salt off of this, so that other than that, that's the only change I made. That's the buttermilk powder. Just keep in mind that does have to be refrigerated, at least that specific kind. So both these do need to be refrigerated. And I've got a really fun crockpot recipe using this mix coming up, so stay tuned for that. I think you'll really enjoy it. So I hope y'all have enjoyed these mixes that we've made. I'm excited to get to use them, especially the ranch dressing mix. I've got a recipe I want to use that for. So much healthier than like box mixes from the store. So let's kind of take a look here. We've got the ranch dressing mix. This will have to be stored in the refrigerator due to the buttermilk powder. So I've got that ready to go. And then the Italian dressing mix. So we're going to get started on the Creamy Crockpot Crack Chicken. This is a super easy dinner recipe. Once you get it in the crock pot, it's just hands off until it's done. We did make some additions though, so that was a little more hands-on at the end. I'll show you those in a little bit. But I've just got about 2 pounds of chicken tenders in here, a block of cream cheese, and I'm adding in 3 tablespoons of that ranch seasoning that we just made. Now, I actually saw Jess and the boys, I saw her make this on her channel, and so I wanted to go ahead and try it. I know she said that she kind of thought it needed a little something else, so I went ahead and made it knowing that might be the case. I'll link her video and her channel down below as well. So knowing that, I knew that we may need to make some changes, and we did actually leave out the bacon because some didn't want that in there, and we also left out the onions, but that was the only changes we made so far. Now what I did was, once it got cooked like it is here, I went ahead and shredded it up with my mixer, and that worked so well. And usually I don't do chicken like that because it splatters everywhere, but I think the cream cheese and the fact that it was down in the crock pot helped a whole lot on that. But I went ahead and got that all blended together, and then I decided to go ahead and use sharp cheddar. It just said cheddar cheese, so I thought sharp might give it a little more flavor. And then we went ahead and stirred it up and tried it. Now once we tried it, my husband liked it just like it is. He doesn't like onions and things like that anyway, so he's pretty plain on the things he likes. So we actually removed a portion for him, but then I decided to saute up some garlic and some onions and add that to it, as well as cook some pasta and add that too. So because someone in the comments on Jess's page mentioned serving it with mashed potatoes, and someone else mentioned pasta, so we decided to go with pasta. Now, have any of y'all had this recipe? And if so, have you added anything to it? Do you have any other things that you do to enhance flavors? I know that sometimes, you know, some recipes are just a good starting off point, and then you can kind of add things to it as you like, and of course take things away like we did with the onions. I left those out, but then once we removed my husband's portion, we sauteed up some, which I love sauteed onions. I don't know about y'all, but oh my goodness, I love them. So it added a lot of good flavor. So here we've got the pasta going in, and you can just use whatever kind of pasta you wanted to. I just used what I had on hand. I also actually add a little bit of pasta water, so I reserved that to the side just because I knew that as thick as that chicken and cream cheese mixture was, I would probably need to kind of loosen it up a little bit along with to make sure everything mixed well. Now, you probably could even use like heavy cream, half and half, whole milk, something along those lines too, to kind of thin that out a little bit. But you're just going to get this all mixed up. And it was a little tricky to mix up. It was, like I said, that chicken and everything was really thick, so I had to work with it a little bit and add a little more pasta water and get it to where it kind of mixed well. And it still was definitely a thicker, you know, type of combination. And you don't even have to mix the pasta in there. You could even serve it on the side. We just thought it would be good to have it all mixed together, and that's kind of where that would coat the pasta. So here's my plate. I actually wanted bacon on mine, so I added bacon to mine. And that way you could, you know, that's a good customizable thing. Everybody can do what they like. But this was really delicious, and we'll definitely make it again because it was so easy. I highly recommend it. So I hope you've enjoyed this video today. If you have, I'd appreciate if you give me a like. And then don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already so that you don't miss out on any more delicious recipes. I hope you have a blessed day wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next one.